Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dr. Watkins from the Black Business School and Your Black World. And I wanted to come in for a second to answer a question. I had a question that was sent over to me by one of my students, and I thought it was worth talking about publicly because a lot of people are going through it. You know, right now the stock market's been kind of having some ups and downs and a lot of chaos. And somebody asked this question. They said, I lost $45,000 in my portfolio in the last 6 months. What am I supposed to do? And I think that's a great question, and I'm very sorry that this person lost so much money. And but let me kind of give you a perspective on this that might help you kind of understand what's going on and how you can not freak out and panic over something like like what's going on in the market right now. Here's the deal when it comes to investing. You guys know I've been a stock market investor, and I've also been a finance professor for a long time now. I've been teaching college students for 25 years, and I've done a lot of research on the stock market. I've looked at all the data, going back over 120 years, and I've looked at data from around the world and looked at the stock market from a multitude of angles and dimensions in terms of analyzing volatility, heteroscedasticity, skewness, just all these crazy statistical terms in a high mathematical level and all this other stuff. And let me just tell you, one of the things that is interesting about the stock market that's really fascinating, and this impacts the way that I teach the market, is that a lot of what you think is very complex becomes very simple when you know what to focus on. It reminds me of when I was trying to lose weight. I remember when I was overweight and I was trying to figure out ways, like what should I eat and what kind of exercise should I do? Should I hire a trainer or not hire a trainer? Things like that. And really, a lot of it just came down to, not eating so much sugar and making sure that I got up and did something physical every day. When I started doing that, I started losing weight. It wasn't complicated. I just made it complicated. So a lot of times with investing, sometimes we make it more complicated than it needs to be. It doesn't have to be complicated. A lot of the complex rules become very simple. And I'm going to kind of sort of break down a couple of simple things, just based on this question that was asked. So this person says that they lost $45,000 in the last 6 months, and they're freaking out about it. They don't know what to do. Well, the first thing I want you to kind of process and consider with me is, that you have to sort of know the difference between a loss up here and an actual realized loss, right? Definitely for tax purposes and to some extent for reality purposes, a loss is realized when you sell the asset. When you convert the asset to cash, that's when the loss is real, meaning that you spent this much and you invested this much and you now have this much, so there's a real loss there. But until you sell, it's really all in your head to some extent. It doesn't mean it's not real. I'm not saying that it's fake. I'm saying that it's not as real as it is if you convert it to cash. Now, why do I say that? Well, imagine if every day, most of you live in an apartment, maybe a house. Some of you live in a house. Now, imagine if you had a house, and imagine if every single day somebody came to you and said, as of today, your house is worth $202,000. And then they came back the next day and said, oh my God, your house is now worth $197,000. And you're like, oh my God, I lost $5,000 today. Oh my God, right? But you're still living in the house. Nothing has changed for you, really, right? You're still living in the same damn house. And then imagine they come back the next day and they say, oh, your house is now worth $205,000. And you're like, yes, we made $8,000 today. Yes, woo! Did you really make $8,000, or is it kind of in your head, right? Like, I live in a house, and we don't know the value of our house day to day. We know what we paid for it. We know what it was assessed for. Last time we got it assessed, which was a while back. And we're going to really know when we actually put it on the market and actually sell it, right? And so everything in between, it's kind of just a game. It's kind of just a scramble, kind of like a little bit of a mind hustle, if you will. Sometimes too much information can cause you to be overstimulated psychologically, when the reality is, look, we bought this house a few years ago. We're going to sell it a few years from now. I'll worry about what the value is when I actually sell it. So with stock, one underlying theory or one belief, and this is a belief that's shared by many expert investors that are out there. Guys like Warren Buffett talk about it all the time. I tend to agree with this, is that, when you really invest, if you're really investing the way you're supposed to invest, you should be thinking about buying stocks the same way you think about buying a house. You buy it, you hold it, you sell it 8, 9, 10, 12 years later. You're not shaking the dice like a casino. This is not, you're not playing craps. This is not like, oh man, I hope I hit the right number this week. I hope I hit the lotto this week. That's not investing. That's called gambling. That's called running the numbers. That's called playing bingo or shaking the dice. Like, that's not investing. Investing is buying an asset, holding it for an extended period of time, and then selling it later. So to the guy that says, "Oh my God, I lost $45,000 in the last 6 months," I would just say to him, look, first of all, I'm sorry that you're going through this. I hate that, but investing is supposed to be an 8, 10, 12-year process. If you have a diversified portfolio and you hold that diversified portfolio, and if you don't know what that means, feel free to check out my stock market class. We go through all that stuff in detail. If you have a diversified portfolio and you hold that sucker for 10 years, there's been no 10-year period in American history where a person with an adequately diversified portfolio who held for the whole 10 years would actually lose money. Like, it's very, very hard to lose money if you hold for a 10-year period and your portfolio is diversified. Now, if you buy one stock and you're trying to make money by next Tuesday, then I'm not your guy, because you're not really investing. You're rolling the dice. You're playing craps. I can't tell you how to win at gambling. I can only tell you how to win at investing. And I also can't tell you how to get rich quick. That's hard for me to do, but I can easily tell you how to get rich slowly. So wealth tends to be, and Warren Buffett said this and I agree with him, he said wealth is a transfer from impatient people to patient people. It's a transfer from short-term thinkers to long-term thinkers. Most people that have wealth out here are very patient people. They play a long-term game. They play chess. They don't play checkers. They're not trying to shake up the bones and make $20 real quick. They're trying to make $1 million over the next 20 or 30 years. That's very easy to do if you're consistent and if you're wise with your investing. So that's my 2 cents. I just thought I would share that real quick. Please hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done it yet, and also make sure you subscribe to theblackfinancialchannel.com. And if you want to know more about like what stocks I invest in and more details on how to buy your first share, feel free to go to firstshareofstock.com. You can actually learn how to buy your first share of stock absolutely free at firstshareofstock.com. That's 4 words, firstshareofstock.com. And if you want to go, if you're a little bit more advanced and you want to join the Black Stock Market Program, the first month is just $1, so you can go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com, THE. That's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. We actually have a secret blog that my students can go to and ask me questions, and I answer every single question the students put in the blog. So feel free to give it a try. It's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good day. I hope this helps you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.